Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a couple weeks since I did an update. Sorry for those of you who have been waiting. So, it's, what is it, the 19th of March? Yeah, the 19th of March today. And, it's been in the 60s for the past week or two. It's been real nice. Today the temperature dropped suddenly and we just got a nice little snow flurry. As you can see, the snow's all sticking to the netting here. Kind of gives you an opportunity to see the shape of this netting a little bit better now that it's not so see-through. Alright, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. Anyway, I've got some changes for you. First things first, here's my hutch. It is empty now. No more rabbits in cages, so that's nice. I am going to keep this hutch for a while. I do think it's probably going to be my grow out pen. Secondary grow out pen, I guess, would be a better description. This right here, this little side chute that I've added, this is a wire cage that I've just folded up some pieces of tin and put over it for weather protection, but I've got a couple of feeders in here, a couple of water bowls, and if we look in this direction, we might be able to see some. No, not right now. Anyway, this thing is, this cage is 2 feet wide, no, 30 inches wide right here this way, and 6 foot long. As you can see, it goes back quite a ways. This is the grow out pen for the little ones, and I can get into it. Well, it's kind of hard for me to show you with the tin on here, but when you take the tin off of here, you can see I've cut a door in it right there. So that door opens from the top, and then there's another door right there under the tin that I can get into. And then there's a door, if we look in here, and I'll show you another shot once I get in the pen, but that's another door right there that actually leads into this colony here. But I figure I'll let them stay in there until they start getting real close to butcher weight, and by the time they're hitting butcher weight, there's probably going to be more babies coming out of a hole somewhere, so I'll need to free this cage up anyway. So once these guys get close to butcher weight, they'll probably get moved into these cages here for their last couple of weeks before they get to about 5 or 6 pounds, which is where I like them to be before they go to freezer camp. Anyway, back to the colony. A few changes here that we'll talk about. This is my little entrance in. I've got it open right now, as you can see. Got just a log as a stepping stool on the outside, and a series of logs and bricks stacked up on some built-up straw from the winter. And I've got this where I can just step over and in pretty comfortably. This one right here is the buck, Sal. You can tell him apart right now because he has gray over his eyebrows. He's the only one that has gray eyebrows. The other 2 females have just solid white. Also, this rabbit here is a purebred Californian, so his markings are a lot darker, whereas my 2 females, they are Californian New Zealand white hybrids, so their color is a little bit washed out. It's not quite as bright as the Californian. So now that we're in here, I'll show you again this little alleyway that goes right down here. It goes to this door, which goes into that grow out pen there. So that way I have access. I can put rabbits into that cage as I catch them inside of here without having to crawl out every time. So I scraped up all of the old layers of straw from the wintertime. We're down to pretty much bare dirt right now. I like to keep it bare dirt in the summertime and when it's warm out, because that way the UV light from the sun can kind of sanitize the dirt and kill a lot of the bacteria. You don't want to, in my opinion, you don't want to have a bunch of layers of straw and poop in here composting throughout the warmer months. To me, that's just asking for parasites and bacterial infection to take hold. So I scrape all that off the ground once it gets warm. I just use straw in the wintertime because they poop and pee, and then it ices and freezes, and then there's just a layer of frozen filth. So I like to put a layer of straw on top of that so that they have a little bit of padding. You know, it's more comfortable for them in here, and it's more comfortable for me to walk around in here with it like that. But as you can see, I left my stepping stool here on straw that didn't get cleaned out. It's a pretty thick layer of straw that was in here. I've actually used all of that straw over there. I guess my camera's not wanting to focus too much, but my garden over there, I used it as a top dressing on my garden. I think it's gonna really like that. As you can see, these shelters here are on the opposite side, if you didn't notice. Now I'm sure you do. They used to be, I guess the wall was right there, and then they came down here and were about like that. They filled in this whole area right here. This over here, this is the original nest I found. I noticed one of the rabbits dug out a bunch of the stuff the other day from it, but as far as I can tell, there's not a new nest down there. I think they were just messing around down in there. However, under the deck, right back in here, right where the light is shining, that is loose dirt, and that leads to a hole which I am 99% sure has babies in it. The female is very protective of that little patch right there, and when I tried digging at it, she attacked me, and then she filled in and patted the dirt back down what I had dug out. So that's exactly how she was behaving the first time. So I think I've definitely got another nest of babies down in there. What I don't like is that because it's back in there, I really can't get to it at all, and I do want to be able to open that up and check on those babies. And you know, last time I had to open this one up for the mama. I felt like she was keeping it closed too long, and those babies were getting pretty old to be in there closed up, not able to get out and eat solid food and water. So I really don't like that that's back there. In fact, tomorrow I'm probably going to take this deck structure right here and scoot the whole thing down this direction so that it's open in this back corner over here. I initially liked this design because it made it to where this deck just kind of naturally led onto the roofs of the shelters, and so it made it kind of like a nice extended L-shaped deck here that they could just walk around on. But what I don't like is how I have virtually zero access to this corner back in here, and they know it, and they're making their nest back there now because of it. So I am going to have to scoot this down, and then this deck will just kind of have to be separate from these rooftops, and they'll just kind of have to deal with that. They have been enjoying this long extended deck, but I don't think I'm willing to allow this back corner situation to go on where I can't get to it at all. Of the 7 little babies, sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place on topics, guys. Got a lot to cover, kind of. Not really, I guess, but you know how I like to ramble. Oh, there's one of the babies now. As you can see, they're getting pretty big pretty fast. There's 5 of them in there. I picked the 2 biggest females, and I left them in here to grow up and replace the 1 female that I had die a couple weeks ago. I figured I would leave 2 of them in here and let them grow up and see which one got along the best with the existing adults, and then I would just take the other one out, probably butcher it. They were all getting along just fine, but I noticed now that the females have a new nest of babies, they seem to be rather aggressive towards these little ones. And actually, I haven't seen the little ones all day really today. I don't know, now that I think about it, I don't know that they haven't been killed by one of the big ones. I probably need to put some effort into finding them. Are they in there? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, look. Sal's trying to breed her. I don't know if you could hear that. She's not liking it. She was making a grunting noise, rejecting him. Oh, look, he's feeling all sad. I think he's going to keep trying. That's the cool thing about this colony deal. Like, if these females don't want to breed, they're not going to. He'll keep trying a little bit, but if she's not receptive, he eventually just gives up. So that's kind of neat. that the females can just kind of breed at their own pace, whatever they feel like is best for them. Yeah, I'm not seeing any babies in there either. And when I say babies, I just mean those 2 rabbits from the last litter. They're not really babies anymore. They're pretty big. Huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. I wonder where they are. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see that back in there. There's a little white patch of fur right back in there. Yeah. I think both of them are sitting in there. So I guess they're still alive and okay. From what I can see, they look like they're alive. But they are not getting along with the adults right now, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, guys, we're creeping up on the 11-minute mark right now, so I don't want to bore you to tears. I just wanted to give you that quick little update and let you know where we're at with it. So far, so good, really. I've had a couple of hiccups along the way, but I think it's working out, guys. Pretty excited about this whole colony setup. I will update you maybe tomorrow. As soon as tomorrow, I'm going to update you as soon as I get this deck moved down, and as soon as I'm able to open up that hole and look down in there, I will do another update video and let you see what I find down in there. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Keep up to date with what I've got going on here. So far so good, guys. We're coming up on what I guess the 9-month mark really now. We've had this colony experiment going for 9 months now and really haven't had any major setbacks. So really it's going a lot better than I expected. But with that, I will leave you. It's getting late. I'm probably going to go get in bed. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in, and let's see what we're... he's not going to do it. Alright, guys, thanks for tuning in, and as always, have a good one.